Well, hopefully this isn't too dark for you, but I'm hanging out with Lucy in her winter storage. And Lucy is a eclectic interior of a VW bus with my spin on things. But one thing I wasn't all that crazy about was the fact that the table, and it's folded against the wall right now, but it's a little too much on the plain Jane situation. So I kind of want to go and rectify that. So we are going to remove that and bring it home. And then it was gone. So I don't have the correct stuff that they say to do it with, which is Mod Podge. I was at Home Depot, and they no longer carry it. But as far as I understand, a friend of mine said Walmart does have it, if not the craft stores do. But I figured I'd kind of play around a little bit and educate myself. And all this is for a bigger project that's further down the road that I'll reveal at a later time. But I kind of want to play around and get myself an education. So the surfaces are what it's going to be is like a metal surface, covered porcelain, whatever you want to call it. The table. Did I even bring it in yet? The table has that same kind of material. So I figure we're going to go practice on this old refrigerator drawer that's the same kind of material. And I figure we'll cut a page or two out of a magazine and we'll do a little bit of playing with like urethane of sorts, and we'll see if that will work for us. And if it will, we'll go with that. If not, we'll take our run to the store. I probably figure the stores we're going to have to go, but you don't know till you try, right? So let's go try. So this stuff is gone white in the can. Gone white. Whether it's supposed to be that color or not, I'm not quite sure. So it's been out in the cold garage. I think we'll just go and goober some of that on. Something like that. And then for a picture, I'm working on a VW bus, red and white VW bus. Why not use a picture of a red and white VW bus? And we'll see how that kind of does for us. Use a clean brush, and we'll kind of mat that down. Now, I guess the biggest thing is it kind of wants to bleed through from the other side. That actually happens or not, I'm not sure. That's down good enough for our application. And then we'll give it a shot and we'll go right over the top of that with some more. Again, I'm not getting too picky on how it is. This is just a test. Just a test of the emergency broadcast system. Alright. So why don't we let that set up for a while and we'll see what happens. And whether it distorts or not. Well, as you can see, that's pretty much a fail, unless I want the antiqued look. It definitely wrinkled the crap out of it. So that's what was that? That was Varathane Elite Diamond Finish Clear Gloss. And so now I'm going to go try cracking open good old Minwax Fast Drying Polyurethane, and we'll see how that does. Well, that's got a little bit of age to it. Might be a little hard to spread. It's a shame when stuff doesn't last 20 years. See, you can see. Well, let's go take a little bit of that. Brush. Let's go put some of that down. I seem to remember the commercial of the one that you put on a table and you actually just kind of poured it over the table. It would get like a 1/4 inch thick. That's kind of like what I was thinking of, but let's see how this does. Alright. So let's let that guy set for a little while and see what we get with that. Alright, so my neighbor just so happened to have some in their stash. So this is the actual stuff. It's still not quite what I remember. Again, the stuff that I was thinking of was you kind of poured it on a table. You could put, like, say if you wanted to put like quarters or like flat jewelry and/or paper stuff, it would cover it and leave like a 1/4 inch thick. Like some restaurants had it. You go on the tables, or their wooden tables would have that kind of there. This smells a lot like Elmer's glue. It's probably what it is. Alright, let's go try this guy. Let's go see how this works. How big is our picture? A little bit more. Be long enough? A little more. I need a little more length. I hate when you don't have enough length. Alright. Let's go with a beetle this time. And then this one says to kind of build it up. More coats, and then you kind of wet sand it, just kind of like you do in a regular finish. So put like 5 coats on after every 15-20 minutes, and then wet sand it with 400. That guy does not want to stay glued down, does it? Down, I say. I'll just stay here for 10 minutes. Alright, so when we let that set up, the old one, this one doesn't look too bad as far as the color of the yellow. If I want to antique something, it's not crinkling. But what's happening is the color from the back side is definitely coming throughout the whole thing, leaving those, it's like there's pixels missing. So I'm going to let that guy kind of cure up and see how well that does. So it's probably been about half hour or so, and I hit it with a hairdryer before I went in the house and did a little homework online because I had to, and that feels pretty good. But the stuff I was thinking about that goes over the top of it is, one I think is called liquid glass, and another one is called, I wrote it down already, I already forgot. Anyway, so there is another one that goes over the top of it, but it seems like everyone they starts with Mod Podge to put it down and glue it down, and then they apply that over the top of that. So we can continue with the stuff we got, and let's switch over to working on the actual item itself. So there's the table. I went and I cleaned it really good, and then I kind of hit it with 180. Not that it really kind of cuffed into the surface at all. You can still kind of tell it's shiny. That's the same material. That's like, you know, your old refrigerator, your old appliances are made out of. Not Bakelite. I'm trying to think of the name of it. Somebody help me. Porcelain finish. Yeah, I think that's it. So anyway, that is the table top. You can see where I had cut it at one point. You see the edge is a little on the rigidy side that goes against the wall, and then here's what we got going on top of it. What VW bus won't be complete without some kind of musical throwback to a hippie bus. And I don't know if Morrison Hotel is exactly a hippie bus like the Grateful Dead would be, but for me, that's what I wanted, and it is a camper, so it is going to be the Morrison Hotel, and it can make $250 a night renting it out. So what I want to go do is we're going to take the Mod Podge and we're going to go cover the table, and we're going to go cover the back of this, and then do my best to try to lay one over the top of the other as straight as possible, and roll it out and get as much air bubbles out of it as we can. So without waiting, let's give her. I could probably get away with pouring it on the table. I don't want to do that on the paper, but for here, I should be able to do something like that and then be able to spread it out. I hope so, because I just committed myself. I should be committed. Let's see how that works. All right. Keep all the air bubbles to a minimum. Move some of that to the other end. I don't know how much time you get with this stuff anyway. It's about 60 degrees in here. Should be a good temperature for not letting it dry too fast. Give me a little bit of working time, you know what I mean? Got some boogers in there. That ain't good. Speed bumps. That looks pretty good, as long as I got enough time to work with it. What do you think? Think I should coat the back of the paper, or I should just go for it? Let's try it in a spot. You guys aren't be able to see over there anyway, are you? Let's kick you up a little bit. There you go. Going for it. I do have another can of it. That one feels like it's almost done. Still have to do the front of it yet. Once this gets laid down. Piece of trash right in the middle of it. looks pretty good. Here's where we make the big mess. Want to make sure the doors, the word the door stays on there. Wants to curl up the other direction on me. It's got wrinkles. Got wrinkles and bubbles. Seems like the more I'm screwing with it, the worse I'm making it too. It's staying where it's staying. This edge is the worst. Of course, the edge is going to be right the first part you see, right? Gotta cut those corners. Let's go and do this corner. I will bring you back when I get her kind of squished out. So I flipped it over and I did all the edges and kind of taped them down to help hold them. See how that works for us. But I should have to still do the front side now. One more time and kind of go seal all that paper. And I'm hoping all this stuff, I took a razor blade and I started popping little holes in it to get some of the air out of it. But this edge is really kind of crappy. Pull a slice in it and it's going to walk it out. But if I was good, I'd have to pay me more. Let's see how this does. Should I pour it? Don't know. Where's my big brush? Big boy brush. Let's do that. Might even soften it up. Fat chance, right? I'm recording. I'm recording.
Okay.
Hold on one second. So that's what I'm going to go with for now. It's getting, the more you play with it, of course, the more it gets messed up. And it's got a boo-boo. Tore a piece right out of it. Tore up there too, but I kind of mushed it back. Paper's kind of getting gooey. So is it turning out as nice as I liked? No, but again, you don't know until you try. So the next 10 will get better, right? I've had it cooking for about 2 hours, and everything is kind of dried up nicely. A lot of it came out, except for the edges. Right there, you can see it's wrinkly. A lot of the bubbles came out. I popped a couple of them, and then as it kind of heated up, it seems like they dissipated a lot. Not perfect, but better than it was. So now I'm just trying to set it up so see if it's level. It's fairly level that way. Good enough. So the idea is you have to kind of pour it on there and let it even itself off and kind of drip off the edges. And you don't want to lean in one direction and have it all kind of just goo to one side. So I got some paper down around it, and I should probably do a little bit more here. That stuff's gonna suck if it gets on the benches. So that's where I am. I'm in the process of getting it ready to get the stuff on there. Where's the box? Here's the box. So that's what we're going with. And that's what we're going to do. Or attempt thereof. So I'm going to mix about half of it up. Try it. See how it goes. They said you can do a double pour on it. The second one will make it look even better. You kind of move it around with a spatula of sorts, but you pour it on. You try to get it covered as even as possible from that pour. And hit the edges with a brush and just kind of let it set up. You kind of want to let it set for a good 8 hours alone. Don't move it, don't have dust around it, that kind of thing. And then I think it's dry to the touch really in like 72 hours, but I figure I'll let it sit overnight and then I can move it in the morning and just let it cure somewhere. That's the plan. See how that goes though. So it's supposed to be a 50-50 pour. So you don't want to pump a bunch of air in it. I'm going to do half of each, see how far it takes me. If I can get the second pour out of the same set, I'd like to. I think it said half covered 3.2 square feet. I'm not sure. That's only a quarter of that. Nice that they marked those bottles, huh? Carpenter's eye. Just shy of half, I think. It's missing a ½ inch from the top to start with. suck if it eats through the plastic, wouldn't it? I call that about the same. Good old stir stick. Right tool for the right job. So I'm gonna hang out and make those two interchange for about 2 minutes, I think it is. Just kind of stirring it slow. And then we can start to pour, so I'll turn you back on then. Alright. So, what do you think? From side to side, from the middle up? And we'll try going from the middle, and we'll see how it kind of runs out. We're going to need to mix more, but we'll see how far it goes. I think you got about 20 minutes of time you can kind of play with it, so you have more than enough time to mix up another. It doesn't go far enough, you know. You think save some and start working it? Yeah, let's do that. Kind of dribbling through it. I don't like to dribble back through. Never dribble back through. I did it again. Stop doing that. Bad habit, I can't help it. Guys. It's a worker. Looks nice under that. All the imperfections I was worried about are kind of just melted away. Nice. Front edge looks like we use some more. Should be using what? The brush for the edges. This edge is a little dry. The edge closest to you. Front looks pretty good. This whole area is dry. Yeah, walk the squeegee down that. Making a mess again. trying to refrain from playing with it too much. Come on. And that's where you start. We start tacking. Well, I have extra, so I should use it up anyway, right? So if this is gonna be the final pour, why don't we take this and we kind of give her a little bit extra. We walk over it. Maybe we walk over it one more time. This is where I mess it up. I promise you. I know me. I'm good like that. Bang it off of it. Now, guys, you guys want me to bring you back when I'm done? How long is this? Stop and start you. Thinking squeegee. I'm trying to let it float. My hand's too shaky though. Too fast, too fast, too fast. Slow down. Relax. Not a marathon. I just gotta stop doing that. The thing I like is they don't see much in the way of bubbles. Bubbles. Stuff's cool. I like it. I don't think it's good for exterior though. Thing looks real warm, doesn't it? The picture. I like how the tone of it. I could see from the side a little bit of wiggliness in it. So I'm going back over here. You guys probably can't see it from your angle. I'm using the light. That's pretty good. And I still have enough work to pour it again if I want to. So why don't I leave that enough alone and be happy with the gains I've made before I turn it into something crappy, right? Let's take the brush. We'll run around the edges. Clean them up one last time. And whatever drips are on the bottom, I'm just going to flip over and sand off. I'm not worried about chasing any of that right now. Come on, stay on path. Make a sucky pinstriper. Switch hands. Nice. I usually hate painting stuff. You get like an anxiety built up when you're doing it. Alright, I think that is how we are going to leave that guy set up. I think. My hands are all sticky. I don't want to contaminate the camera. But that's how we're looking, huh? I think it looks pretty damn good. Yeehaw. Come on now, that's pretty good for guessing. And it's the next day. It's kind of dry to the touch. It's probably been, I don't know, 14 hours or so. So it's good enough where I can go transfer it and bring it in the house and dry off. But you can see, you know, different like dissimilar heights inside the overall, and the light's kind of shining on it. Not quite sure why it made all those little wrinkly lines in there. Maybe it was a little too cold in here. I left the heat on last night. It should have been, it's 60. Probably could have been a little bit more warmer than that. But it could always go for a second coat and help level out the top of it. But for now, I think I'm going to leave well enough alone. We're going to let it dry for a couple of days. And I have other stuff to work on out here, so I don't want to leave it exposed to that. You can see like where I kind of cut it with the knife, the razor blade, to get some of the air bubbles out. It has popped up. Again, it's far from perfect, but I do like the overall look of it. I think it's awesome, even if it's not perfect. But you gotta always try something for the first time, right? Get better from there. So, still pretty much overall pleased with how that's coming out.